So I might be sick as a dog with a chest and throat cold, but you know I ain't gonna miss that Kaiju number 8 greatness. Especially when we had Hoshino versus Kafka, which is a fight that I think everyone was more or less excited about. I saw a lot of people say that they assumed that he would get away because of exposing himself, because ultimately Hoshino was already a little concerned, a little like, hey, something's off with this Kafka guy, what is this Kaiju number 8, you know, something was up there. But I also expected that he would find a way to escape, but I wasn't expecting him to win. I did see some people say that Kaiju number 8, aka Kafka, would be strong enough to beat Hoshino, which I thought was an insane thing to say. Did I think he could do some crazy stuff? Of course, and he did exactly that. But the thing is Levi over here without maneuver gear but moves just as well as if he had maneuver gear. While sure, there was a couple of attacks that kind of swept him off his feet, our boy was losing limbs, his core got exposed, and as he says at the end of the episode, had he went from the head right away with his full strength and abilities, if he used special skill 5 instead of 6, whatever he said, Kafka wouldn't be alive right now. This man is built different. And honestly, despite the W of actually getting fully accepted, we got a promotion? Shit, man. I mean, it's gonna be a bit before he has allies who properly know who he is outside of our central 2 side characters. Though they also did tease something at the end of the episode which looks more devastating than anything we've dealt with up to this point, so for entertainment it's gonna be pretty exciting. Of course, I have full live reactions to all these wonderful Kaiju number 8 episodes over on my Patreon. If you want to see my full link of thought to this or any of these episodes, it's gonna be over there exclusively. So, first things first, I actually do want to talk about that cliffhanger. So, we don't know exactly what that was, but it was cool. You're riding in on some, I'm not sure what you want to call that. That's like a turkey buzzard mixed with a dragon, man. I don't know what that was, but that was actually pretty sick. And this man looks large and in charge. I generally wonder if whoever that is working with Kaiju number 9. Because Kaiju number 9, we don't know a whole lot. All we know in this episode is they took a new identity. Some dude was driving his car, honking, saying, "What are you doing?" Next thing he knows, he gets bit and his identity is stolen. The thing that's crazy though is that, well, the concept of a human kaiju combo is now really front and center in these characters' brains. So the idea of putting 2 and 2 together that, you know, someone like Kaiju number 8 could be someone like Kafka is going to be a lot easier going forward for certain characters. But I don't know if, like, Kaiju number 9 and whoever was flying in the sky are going to be working on the same side, or if they have different ambitions. If they're working together, rip everyone. If they're not working together, there might be more of a chance at pushing these different threats back, because a combo effort from characters like those is going to be nasty. But what's really exciting though is what they were able to do, and something that I complimented a month back, give or take, I forget exactly when, is how they're handling Kafka's character. While definitely there are characters I would love to see know that he can transform into a kaiju, at the end of the day, the fact that rather than going the route most of these shows would do, which is this character is only accepted because of his super extra amazing ability. Not saying that's not going to be important, and I'm not saying that that's not going to save a lot of lives, but the idea that he does have a way of being accepted just as himself. Is he going to be the combat fighter of the group without people realizing that he can turn into Kaiju number 8? Of course not. But there's more than just fighting on the battlefield. Tactics and, you know, recon are very important, and that's really where he thrives. And as they say, the reason he got his promotion was because of the number of people he was able to save. You know, he broke down where the cores were, he figured out the strategy. Stuff like that is important, and whether it was his training getting to 1% of his own sheer will, and in this episode, or in the previous episode and got rewarded in this episode, the idea that he was getting his promotion because of his actual human skills. No one knows he's Kaiju number 8. This is all because of his own, this is Kafka's reward, rather than it being Kaiju number 8. I don't think there's an issue with getting W's because of his form, but the fact that the author is actually finding a way to write Kafka as a character being rewarded by himself while having this secret identity that's also doing this extra work makes him a much more complex character than a lot of people are going to give him credit for at the beginning of a show, and maybe will refuse to give him credit over the course of this and say, oh, he should just expose himself, this or that. It's like, no, this is so much more interesting. Now, as for the fight between Vice Captain and Kafka, it was good. The man was I don't know how else to explain it. He is Levi without maneuver gear, but somehow moves as if he has maneuver gear. This dude, you can't even see what he does. He just, you blink and somehow you're missing an arm. The man is built different. And the fact that he's vice captain and not captain is actually insane to me, but I guess it goes to show just how strong she actually is. But his moves were so smooth. But I like that Kafka also was able to get the jump, because once because his core gets exposed by his arm almost falling off, right? So what ends up happening is ultimately he uses that because he knows he's going to go for the same spot because now he knows where the core is. And by using that, he was able to get in a devastating attack, which in that moment of blindness, he was able to make a tactical retreat. There was no way he was going to be able to actually defeat or even kill someone like the vice captain, nor did he want to actually hurt the vice captain. So tactical retreat was really the only thing he could do. And as he is Kaiju number 8, he is one of the Kaijus that have continued to slip on by, it's a target that definitely Hoshino wants. And as we can see at the end, replaying that battle and just realizing and fixing the mistakes so the second round is going to be a guaranteed death, it's no wonder a boy passed out. Though it's kind of nice that after they had, like, you know, the mission, they had their little dinner party, the fact that they're all getting drunk, they're eating this, like, expensive Wagyu beef, it's just like, the fact that even in that time of rest, they're all comparing notes. They're saying, what did you do on the field? Oh, this is what I did. Oh, this would have been better. They're all trying to be their best, and it makes it feel like a collective team. But I am worried about who will be the first death. It may not come tomorrow, it may not come the next day, but at some point, the longer they let us build with these characters, the more devastating deaths are gonna feel. But overall, Kaiju number 8 has definitely been the most fun show that I've had the pleasure of covering and watching on this channel, and honestly, I just really want a season 2. I really want to see where this is going, because they're setting up some really fun antagonists. I think really at this point, Kaiju number 9 is my favorite antagonist, but honestly, whatever they tease at the end could even surpass him. But then again, I don't know how you're going to surpass that moment in last week's episode when his head's literally cut off, and he says, with the straightest of faces, "Why can't I see my torso?" I don't know why, but that might be like the funniest thing of the season. It's just like the deadpan like confusion. Not worried that your head's cut off, but just more confused of, huh, why's my body over there? It's just, the comedy meets with the drama. It's so good. Let me know what you thought down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we have Austin Henshaw, Lucy S, Flavio, Alvain Chori, and we also have Jamie. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.